Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Rick Wallace stopping in to provide some morning inspiration, encouragement while sharing some good news at the same time. I'm going to sort of integrate the information as I share with you. I hope that your day has gotten off to a good start. If it hasn't gotten off into a good start, that's okay. You can always push the reset button and start it over again. You're never trapped in a bad or a bad mindset or a inferior state. You can choose at any time to change your state by making a decision to rise up above the moment. You don't control all of the circumstances, but you do control how you respond to them. So if you're having a bad start, if you're having some challenges, understand challenges are a part of the game. Prepare to face those challenges, prepare to go out and do something, and then get ready to make it happen. All right. Have you ever sit up and wondered why people with unbelievable skill sets, superior knowledge, just seem to be built to do unbelievable things, produce consistently inferior results? I'm going to take a brief shot at explaining to you why. I'm excited about a new course that I've just created called The Power of Paradigms, Breaking Free of Psychological Bondage, and it explains exactly how this happens in our lives, and it explains how you can create your own paradigm shifts. But let me explain something to you. We operate in this world through paradigms. Paradigms can be viewed as the lens through which you see life. It is basically the development of certain beliefs and assumptions that are associated with how things work. Basically, while we have as adults and adolescents and young children, we have conscious minds and subconscious minds, with the conscious minds being able to determine what it will not accept, being able to think intellectually and rationally and all those things, and the subconscious being the staging grounds for our reality. We aren't born that way. We're born with what is known as a reptilian brain, which is the basis of the brain. And in the reptilian brain is the emotional brain, the emotional mind, or the subconscious mind. And then we begin to develop a conscious mind and a conscious awareness of self, or the self-image, or the self-concept, based on the information that we are fed. And this takes place long before a child can communicate through language. From the way the mother holds it, the way the mother pampers it, the way the mother snuggles it, the way the father interacts with it, the energy that it receives, it's developing an understanding of where its place is in this world, how important it is, the worth it has, and so much is being done. It's unbelievable how this happens. But by the time the child begins to be able to understand language and communicate, now it's listening to what it's being fed in intellectual stimuli from radio programming, TV programming, conversations between adults that may not even have anything to do with the child. But the child is developing an understanding of how things work. It's developing a certain number of assumptions about the world around it and how it impacts itself, as well as the impact it could possibly have on the world around itself. When a child is brought up in an environment with creative parents, where they're constantly hearing that nothing's impossible, that you can go out and do anything, their imagination is set free. Imagination is so powerful to the possibilities in life and in achieving things. It has been said that a person's imagination is the most godlike quality that one possesses. And I believe that that's where you create from your imagination. And the wonderful thing about the human subconscious is that it cannot differentiate between fact and imagination. When you are using your mind to imagine, it is creating a reality consistently in the subconscious. But here's the thing. Our imagination is highly impacted by the information we are allowed to infiltrate into our subconscious. Now, remember, the conscious mind can determine what it accepts and what it rejects and all of that. The subconscious mind can't. The subconscious mind cannot determine, I don't want this, I can't see this. So what we feed it the most is what it's going to place the most emphasis on. When people approach me and they ask me, what is it that I do? with the Visionetics Institute. What is the Visionetics concept? I said, basically, normally you can't go into, obviously can't go into detail about the intricacies involved in what I do. But what I normally tell people is I help people take their dreams from concept to reality. I show them how to get out of their way. I deal with the psychological issues. I deal with a number of different things that are stopping them. I help them deal with their fears. I help them deal with procrastination. I help them find ways to remap their self-concept and their ideas. But at the end of the day, what I do with people is I help them create a paradigmatic shift in their life. I help them accomplish a paradigm shift. And all a paradigm shift is a changing or a fundamental shift in ideologies, beliefs, and assumptions about how the world works. If you grow up and you have a paradigm that poverty is your lot in life, that suffering is your lot in life, then no matter how much you attempt to convince yourself that you can have something, if it does not work in harmony with your paradigm, your belief systems, and your assumptions, it can't function. You can talk about the law of attraction all you want to. You can talk about positive affirmations. You can talk about all of that. But if those affirmations and that law of attraction, those positive thoughts don't line up with your paradigm, how you view life, what you think about life, your assumptions about life, then you cannot move past it, because your paradigms are what drive your behavior. And here's the thing. When fear becomes involved, when you get to a point where uncertainty hits in and there's fear, then fear actually triggers the paradigm, and it sends you into an instinctive behavior in which you're going to automatically function. So you could be thinking, man, I've really got this. You got people with unbelievable knowledge, unbelievable skill sets that intellectually know I have everything I need to apply for that job on the next level that'll take me 2 pay grades up, or I got everything I need to relocate from this city to that city and start over and actually do 3 times better than I can do. And then when they get ready to do it, fear hits. And when fear hits, what happens? It activates the paradigm system that has always told them you will never do more than this. You can never be more than this. You can never accomplish more than this. They could be worth $1 million with the stuff they have floating around in their brain and the skill sets they possess, but they will never get past $50,000 a year, because in their mind, their paradigms and assumptions have been set to see this is what you can. You will never get God or the universe to meet you beyond your own level of expectation. And that's what paradigms create. They literally drive the behavior of every person in this earth. Some people have a paradigm that drives them to behave as victims. They believe that everything that's happening in life is happening to them, and not the other way around, where those who actually take life by the horns and actually take action believe that life is responding to them. They believe that life and the circumstances that come their way are a direct response of thoughts and behaviors from the past. So they learned that if I'm not getting what I want, I change it. If I don't have an opportunity or a situation that provides something for me that I desire, I go out and I create it. You have the opportunity to create. Well, what happens is there's so much going on that I understand, that I do, that I obviously don't waste my time explaining in any great detail to my customer. But you have an unbelievable gift in the way your mind operates and the way that your mind works with your nervous system and all of that. See, that's what we don't understand. Our nervous system is the most complex electrical system in the world. It's literally electrical. So it has current, it has vibration. And actually what you get is when a person is talking about, man, I just don't feel a certain way, or I feel like this, I feel like that. What they're actually explaining to you is the state of vibration they're in at a current moment. And what you have to do is to change the feeling. You've got to change the level of vibration. To change the level of vibration, you got to understand how to use your mind and your imagination to create a different state. You learn how to correct your posture. You learn how to adjust your speech. You learn how to pay attention to the things that you're saying. All of these things play a major role in creating the what I call a supreme state of existence, where you're functioning and you're not controlled by anger, you're not controlled by sadness, you're not controlled by fear, you're not controlled by anxiety, that you understand who you are, and while you don't control every situation and circumstance, you control how you respond to it, and how you respond to it is the actual thing that's going to determine and dictate where you go. And so this is what I do. This is what I do. I sit up and I get people out of their way by helping them create paradigmatic shifts that change complete. Some people are so to the left that it's unbelievable. Some people come in, a lot of my clients come in, they already have an idea of what they want and they're out trying to get it, but they're frustrated because there are some things standing in their way, and I get those things out of the way. I find those blocks in thought that are blocking what they want to manifest in reality. You cannot manifest in reality what you have not already conceived, believed, and held to be true in your thoughts, because it's the thoughts that actually manifest in the spiritual realm, the fourth and fifth dimensions, that ultimately produce themselves in the third dimension, which is your now seen and felt reality, the tangibles. But you've got to understand that it all starts in the subconscious, and those paradigms that are created by what you're feeding yourself. And it cannot be changed in an instant. A decision can be made in an instant, but the change is over time of replacing poor thinking with positive and powerful thinking and changing the beliefs about yourself. It's amazing how many people are so innately and inherently gifted, but are not producing what their gifts are speaking of or expressing or giving value to. And that's because they've accepted the paradigms that say this is who you are and this is all you'll ever be. There's nothing else that you can do beyond this. And until you change those paradigms, until you create a fundamental shift in what you believe about the world around you and what you have and the power you have to impact that world, you will always be stuck in a certain position. Does this mean that everything comes easy once you create the shift? No, it just means you see it differently and you're not deterred by it. It means that no matter how difficult a situation is, you see it as a challenge and not as a defeat. And those are the things that we get into. And what I realize is there are a lot of people that have contacted me that want to work with me that are not currently in a position to do so. And I just man, I really want to reach people that can get so much out of what I teach my clients. And I want to give them something. So I created this course. It's currently like at a mad crazy rate. The course it comes in two different formats. It comes in a printed format in the form of a booklet that produces everything that you'll get in the digital format, but you can write on it, you can highlight it, you can take notes of it, you can do whatever you need to do to just really immerse yourself in it. It also comes in a digital format, which will be recorded on a USB flash drive. And on this USB flash drive, it will be an edit-enabled, I guess is a better word, PDF. So meaning that you can literally go in with something like Adobe and actually highlight on it, copy notes on it, and really immerse yourself into it. It will have links that will take you to videos. It will have links that will take you to complete pages and articles that I've created and others have created. It is a comprehensive book. It is not the it does not equate to working direct with me, because there are just some things that I have to be able to detect and see in people to help them get out of their ways. But what it can do is help you look at yourself differently, help you understand how the world operates, help you understand how your mind operates, help you understand how to feed your mind differently. There's absolutely nothing that there's no one out there better than anyone else. The one thing I tell all of my clients and anyone who will listen when I'm speaking at a class, when I'm lecturing, whatever the situation is, nobody's better than anybody. People are dealing with situations differently. People are dealing with situations based on their paradigms, based on their current awareness of who they are and where they fit in. People are taking action based on their own belief systems. If you want to change where you are, change your thinking, change your belief system, change how you look at things. You can only get what you are. You will never get what you want. You get what you are. If you're not happy with what you're getting, change who you are. The way you change who you are is by going in and creating these paradigm shifts that move you into a new place of reality, a new place of thought, a new place of existence, taking you to what I call supreme state, that state to where you can function and flow in any situation without becoming frenetic and unglued. Let me explain something to you, and then I'm closing this. The link to go get this course is on this video. And I'll be sharing it throughout the day. Right now, for a limited time, it's at a very discounted rate. It's going to probably increase at least by 5 times the cost that it is showing now. And it's worth every penny of the price point that is ultimately going to be assigned to it. I'm doing this now because I want as many people to touch it as possible. I want to get it out there in the hands of people so that it can build the momentum and people can see some of the inner workings of how I work with my clients. While you're on that page, go over to the Elevation and Empowerment course, which is my flagship program, and read some of the testimonials of people that have actually paid for that course and worked with me, and you can get an idea of what takes place. And I work with everyone from adults, professionals, pastors, mothers, husbands, wives, children. It's actually a testimonial about a child I work with on the site. But anyway, you can get this and you can start. Like I said, I would love to work with you one-on-one. Like I said, I understand everybody can't do that. But what I have done is created a situation where you can touch something and get started with changing your life immediately. If you're not where you're at, you're going to have to take some steps to get there. Wishing and hoping is not a strategy. You've got to change the way you're looking at things. Sitting up waiting on something to happen for you is not going to happen. There is no perfect moment. There is no perfect opportunity. You have to create the perfect moment. You have to create the perfect opportunity. You have to create the perfect situation. You have to be willing to step out and go out and make something happen for yourselves. And a lot of you are sitting up with these psychological blocks in the form of paradigms that are simply not allowing you to take those steps. You've got it. You belong in another city right now, but you don't have the courage to do so because your paradigms tell you that you can't step out on your own. Your paradigms tell you to continue to be safe in a place that you're working at now that's literally making you sick and driving you to an early grave. What I'm trying to get you to understand is that you have within your own being, within your own self, the capacity to rise up and become and to do anything that you desire to be. You're not bound by any limitations except those limitations that you have accepted with your mind. Come work with me. Allow me to get you free of those limitations. You can start with this course. Click that link. Go get that course today. Share that link with as many people as you can. If you can get to the point to where you can work with me, I would love to sit down and discuss working with you. I work through a virtual system, so it doesn't matter where you're at. I can touch your life. I am just excited about the opportunity to do this on a grander scale, and that's what I've been working on. Again, I love you guys. I love the thought and the idea of what's possible for each and every one of you. And I want to introduce you to that. It's more than just coming every morning to get an inspirational moment, a feel-good moment. Those feel-good moments are good. But if you don't have something solid and tangible, a blueprint through which you can work to make changes in your life, you're just going to keep looking for that fix of the feel-good moment. I don't mind showing up every day and giving you something to make you feel better, something to inspire you, something to motivate you. But you better be able to find something solid to stand on, a program, a system, a blueprint that will systematically take you out of the current situation you're in and elevate you and take you to a new one. Again, welcome to the Visionetics concept. I invite you to visit the Visionetics Institute. Let's make things happen. As I always say, I'm on down E. This thing is just unbelievable to me, the things that are possible and capable, and that we're all capable of. I'm on a down E. I encourage you to do the same thing. I'm out of here. Peace.